Matthew.
And Mike Seidel is in Siboney Beach in Cuba with the latest on the conditions there. We can certainly see the wind picking up. What else are you seeing there, Mike?
Yeah, out here at Siboney Beach, the waves are slowly ramping up. I mean, we're not talking about 8 or 10 footers right now. And we've got, some winds at times, gusts to 15, 18 miles an hour. But we're far from the storm, and we're not out on the far eastern end. Out there, it's going to be way too dangerous. And there's not much out there. Once you get east of Guantanamo, and we're about an hour from Guantanamo, up in the montañas, the mountains, this is the Sierra Maestra, and this mountain chain goes up to about 6,400 feet to the peak. So that's going to scrape out more of the moisture. And much like in the mountains in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, that's where they'll have the heavier rains, and folks have evacuated from there and also from the seaside towns here. Let me show you some of the damage. This is just, oh gosh, maybe a half a mile down the coast off to the west here in Siboney Beach. And look at the damage photos. That was a restaurant, and what happened is the tides are running higher than average already. Big waves crashing up against the rocky coast. They're going up, and not only is water coming into the buildings and towards the buildings, but rocks and boulders are being tossed. So you can see that damage, and the palm trees almost getting uprooted. And then just around the corner, look at this. As I put on my Twitter feed, everything but the kitchen sink. These folks are obviously not trying to keep the water out, but they're trying to keep large objects like the rocks and the boulders from washing into their house there. So they've used rope, they've used metal, kind of metal twine, and also you can see the chair right there against the door. It's a lot different here in Cuba because they don't have Home Depot, and they want to be very protective of what little they have. As far as the worst weather, again, off to our east, with the core of the storm potentially landfalling in the far eastern sections of Guantanamo province sometime this evening and tonight, guys, and then it moves off and away into the Bahamas. So we'll keep you updated, but it should not be nearly as bad here as Sandy was, Alex, 4 years ago, as the eastern eye wall went right over Santiago, the nearby city, the second biggest in Cuba. 132,000 homes damaged with that hurricane. Alex?
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, Mike Seidel, there in Cuba right now. Well, of course,